kids? Less than 60%, right? How about enrolling in college? And that's something that we've been working on really hard here. Wealthy kids or wealthier families, 90% of those kids are going to college. But in the poorer neighborhoods and the poorer schools, it's less than 50%. And here's the killer. Here's the killer, is that what percentage of kids actually complete college? Because it doesn't really mean anything to start college because we know it costs money to go there. And if you go to college, in fact, I was just talking to a dad about this earlier. If you go to college and you don't get a degree, it's going to be very difficult to pay for that degree, right? Well, only 11% of the higher poverty kids actually graduate with a bachelor's, whereas the wealthier kids, it's well over 50%. So we're just living in a different world, and that's why the work that we do here is so important, so important. And here's just a great example of how schools can make things better or make things worse. A typical high poverty school has very, very few kids getting a chance to take advanced classes. Usually at a high poverty school, they only offer 4 AP classes. Whereas at a wealthy school, they offer 12 or more. So that's just one example of where Washington is not part of this data. Because at Washington, we offer 14 advanced level international baccalaureate classes, and we offer another 14 advanced level advanced placement classes, as well as 2 dual credit classes. And some people will look at this right here and say, Kevin, why are you doing that? Those kids can't really do that. Why are you pushing them into these challenging classes when we know they're not really well suited? Well, that's not what we believe at Washington. That is a deficit model, and we believe in our kids, and we believe that when we challenge our kids, that they'll do better. And that's pretty much what every parent thinks about their own children. The problem is sometimes schools don't believe that about their own children. And that's not what we believe here. And so everything else I'm going to share with you is how we are not living this cycle. We live a different story here at Washington. But it's been, we've had to change the story. We've had to change the story. Here's the coolest part of Washington, I think. We are a regular neighborhood school. We're a regular neighborhood school. That means that all the kids who go to school here, they live right in our attendance boundaries. And the kids who don't live in the attendance boundaries, well, they live within a mile of the attendance boundaries. Right? And they go to our IB program. This is more of a neighborhood school than any school in the city of Chicago. These days, the average neighborhood in the city of Chicago, only 25% of kids go to the neighborhood school. And you can see we're like 65%. So that right there shows you that we still got some work to do. I know there are plenty of people in this community that still say, I don't want to send my kids to Washington. Hey, Kevin, maybe you guys do a little bit more work. Or we know that some of those people are never going to be interested. Or they're just going to say, my kid got to a selective enrollment school, so that's what we're doing. Okay, good for you. But we will not stop working hard here at Washington until everybody in this community believes that we can serve their kids. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. So when I first started here, I was actually hired by Tina in the local school council here. And when I was hired, one of the first questions they asked me was, hey, Kevin, the state of Illinois has targeted Washington High School as a school improvement school, and they're trying to drive this grant in here. And actually, Mr. Arredondo here was one of the biggest people who fought against it. And the entire school united against this. And I think for good cause, because the people here at Washington High School didn't believe that the state of Illinois had the best interest of the school in mind. In the process, we turned down millions of dollars. Why did we qualify for that grant? Because it was a low-performing school. It was a low-performing school, and the federal government was giving money to the states, and the states were giving them to high schools to turn them around. Now, the truth is, most of the schools in the country who got this money, they didn't totally transform their school. There are a couple of good examples in Chicago who did. Hancock High School, Southwest Side. They took the money and they did a great job. A couple others did too. But many did not. right? And if you ever heard anything about a turnaround school, it was the same money, and many of those turnarounds didn't work. Well, I honored Tina's request, and I honored the alderman, and I honored the faculty, and we did not bring that grant in. And I can tell you, it certainly created some conflict between me and my brand new boss, Harrison Peters, because he wanted me to take the grant. But my old boss, Ernesto Matias, he said, Kevin, you work for the school, and you work for the local school council, and you have to honor what they want. And so I did. And guess what? Didn't take the money, and we transformed the school ourselves. 3 years. There is a federal definition of what a turnaround is. Turnaround has to start from a low level, and then no one likes the name turnaround, so let's just call it transformation. There's a federal definition of what a transformation is. It means you keep the same people in the building, and everybody gets stronger, and you serve the kids better. And that's what we did. And we improved metrics so much that it constitutes a transformation by a federal definition, because we did it in under 3 years. Here's what we did in less than 3 years. Took college enrollment rates from 35 to 59%. Took advanced placement enrollment from 5 to 24%. Right. Grew the IB program to now 32% of the kids in the building are in the IB program. Some kids during their freshman, sophomore year do AP and IB. And then 4 years of improvement on the ACT. So we did a good job. We did a good job, but it was tough. It was tough, and it required a lot from the teachers who work here, it required a lot from the administrators, it required a lot from the students. But we did it. We did it, and it's not like now we don't have to work hard anymore, but we have to approach it a little bit differently. Right? We have to really try to solidify what we've done and now keep on pressing for more improvement. Because we still know that where we're at is not sufficient, right? Because it's a very challenging world. So what are we doing to keep moving things up? Here's a quick review of how we did on the CPS School Improvement Policy. So every year, the school district grades us. It's kind of an unfair process, if you ask me. It's a process that will result in some schools being closed over the next few years, I'm sure. Certainly not this school. So the school district grades us, and here's where we improved a lot. We improved in our one-year dropout rate. We improved in our college enrollment rates. We improved in our early college career credentials. That's just from last year. And also from last year, we improved on our freshmen on track. That's how we know whether our freshmen are getting ready to graduate on time. And we also improved on our ACT performance. Now, this is a picture of the rest of the Chicago neighborhood high schools. There are 44 neighborhood high schools left in the city of Chicago, and they're not doing well. Only 43% of the neighborhood high schools in Chicago, they enroll half the kids in Chicago. Other kids go to select enrollment, charter, military, magnet, etc. Right? 43% of the neighborhood schools are good standing. We're good standing. 50% are provisional support, which means you can bring a grant into them. You can do things with them. And 11 are intensive support, and even though the mayor probably doesn't want to quite say it yet, these schools are going to be closed in the next few years. As soon as the state allows them to close, they'll close. So this orange group, that's the category we were going to be in. You can see all these schools with the asterisks. Those are all the schools who took that grant. And you can see that most of them did not improve. So I actually stand by the decision that the school made here in saying no to the grant. And I'm really happy with the way things worked out. And you can see in this orange category, there's some names in some schools that, have struggled over the years, but there's some names in some pretty good schools too. But they're just struggling. Those are not schools that are good performing according to the policy. The ones on the lower right, those are the lowest performing ones, and we know what's probably going to happen there. Now here we are. We're in the green. So we've moved forward. But it's still not enough. We're in good company. A lot of great neighborhood schools are level 2+ schools, just like us. And I know most of the people running most of those schools. I know a lot of the teachers, and I know they're working their tails off, and they're struggling with some of the same things we are, but they're having some success. We are hoping to move to this category by next year. If it's the last thing I do here, that would be my plan. Those are really competitive schools. Like I said, Hancock's the only school who took that money and really did dramatic improvement. They're becoming a selective enrollment school. But Harvard's a great comparison to us. They serve similar kids, pretty much a neighborhood school, big IB program. But we're just not quite as strong as them yet, right? A couple Northside schools, Amundsen, Taft, Sen. Sen's had dramatic improvement over the last few years. But they did it a different way. They dramatically changed the kids they serve. So they were not serving many of the kids from their neighborhood, and now they are serving more kids from the neighborhood. So it's a slightly different school now, from what I hear. And I'm told that by people I used to work with because I used to live there for a few years. And then these are the highest ranking of the neighborhood schools, Lincoln Park, Ogden, Kenwood. But also keep in mind, I put their test scores next to them. They're slightly different than us. Even though they're neighborhood schools doesn't mean every kid's from the neighborhood, because remember, we serve only neighborhood schools, and that's not exactly what's happening in all the schools. Plus, some of them are in wealthier neighborhoods, and we just know that things are a little bit different in wealthier neighborhoods. So that's my basic introduction to Washington High School. If you're not clear on who we are, this is who we are. We have an incredible, beautiful success story. It's something that I do believe is worth fighting for, and it's something that people are fighting for every single day here. Teachers are always hired here. People like myself are always away from our family. And so I do look forward to winter break. LSC members here are tirelessly working all the time. I mean, it's a lot of work for everybody here. But I do think that the hard work is paying off. But it's not like we're over the hump and the hard work doesn't have to keep on going on. We're always going to have to work hard for your kids. That's my belief. We're always going to have to work hard for your kids because we have to treat them just like they're our own children. And I have to work hard for my own children. And you can bet that I will hold my daughter's school accountable, which is a neighborhood school, for serving her. I do the same things you guys do. Try to sit down with the principal, try to find out what's going on in the school, try to stay in a relationship with the teacher. Why? We care about our daughter, same as you. So I think you and I actually have quite a bit in common. So that's the quick glimpse of Washington. I'm going to ask Kate Valente to come on up here really quick. She's our assistant principal. Kate and I came here at the same time.
Thank you, Kevin. My name is Kate Valente. I'm an assistant principal at George Washington High School. I am one of two proud assistant principals. Tony Malcolm's over there. Running after a 2-year-old son back there. So I just want to take a moment before I begin to thank the parents for entrusting us with your children. As Mr. Gallick said, we are all parents, and we know how important sending your children to school is, and how important the health of the school is for your children. And we work each and every day to provide your children the education that we would want for our own children. I want to thank the students for allowing us to educate you each and every day. And I want to thank the teachers who work tirelessly for the students and for the community each and every day to provide them with the best possible supports so that we can move from a level 2+ school to a level 1 school. So I'm just going to share with you a few of the things that we are doing at George Washington High School, specifically around on-time graduation supports. That's one of my jurisdictions in my job. So one thing that we have increased over the years with support from Network 13 is, where's Doug Stelnos from Network 13 support? Yeah. With the assistance of Doug Stelnos, who's really pushed us to do things a little differently here. We've gotten external supports for our students who need help. We have youth advocacy programs called YAP. UCAN, another organization, I did the wrong acronyms, HRDI, Human Resources Development Institute, and Manhood Shelter. So we have all of these outside organizations who come into our building and support us with our students who need the extra push. Some of them do home visits, some of them come into the school and service students, some service families. So we're putting a lot more effort into ensuring all of our students are successful. We've also added 9th and 10th grade lead teacher positions. We've always had grade level leaders who these teachers really work with other teachers in the building to support students within the grade level so that they're passing classes, learning in their classes. But we know the importance of being on track to graduate in the 9th and 10th grade years. So we provided more of a free position for one 9th grade teacher and one 10th grade teacher to support our teachers. These teachers provide targeted student and parent conferences on a regular basis. They make sure students are 9th graders. How many 9th graders do we have here? How many of you ever go to lunchbox recovery? You may or may not. But we have lunchbox recovery. The teachers come in the cafeteria and say, hey, who's ready to go learn some more? And they pull the kids out of lunch and they march on down to a classroom and do extra work. And then, most importantly, our teacher leaders provide support to the teachers. Because we know that teaching is one of the hardest jobs in the world. And we need to support our teachers so that they are doing the best job for the students here at the school. So teacher may say, hey, I need help with doing this in my classroom. And those 9th and 10th grade leaders will help them research a new strategy or to do something different. So we also offer tutoring before and after school for the students. And typically this is done based on when the teacher has a schedule, and they'll post it and let the students and families know when they're available. And that's one benefit of the late start, I will say, is we have a lot of students in here very early, meeting teachers and doing extra work. And we have increased extracurricular activities, such as our wonderful CAPE program, which Nicole Guevara, our librarian, organizes and helps run. And if you look outside, you can see the beautiful, it's winter, so it doesn't look as beautiful, but that beautiful GW sign, that's part of the bio art program that Mr. Kyle Leonard and Ms. Sorrentino spent the summer working on, and they continue to work on it. They have a garden out there, they have composting, and then this is our parent work for Cape Arts, and they come in the morning. So we know at Washington High School, and research supports that the more activities students are involved in, the higher their academic achievement will go, and the more committed they are to the school. So when a kid says to me, I hate school, or I don't want to be here, what activities are you in? We have to find you an activity. We have to find you something that you want to come to school for each and every day. And little things like adding an exercise class twice a week that, I don't know if anyone here goes to the torture twice a week with me, as Mrs. Custage tortures us exercising, but it makes a difference. It really does. And so here's the proof of what we're doing is working. We are making steady increases. Mr. Gallick mentioned our freshman on track rate. We are currently, our 10-week rate is at a 94.4%, the highest it has ever been. The district 10-week average for high schools is 65%. I pulled that from Dashboard this morning, and that's our database. So that's where I pulled it from Dashboard. We are doing such phenomenal work. Our teachers, our students around Freshmen on Track, that we were featured in Marketplace, the National Public Radio Marketplace segment. I was going to play it for you, but for sake of time, I'm not. But check it out. It talks about the phenomenal work our students and teachers are doing around the Freshmen on Track rate. That nationally, people are looking at George Washington High School as a model of success. Our sophomore on track rate, our current rate is 3%. You usually see a little bit of a dip sophomore year. The district average is 64% sophomore on. Our one-year dropout rate is 2.8 compared to the CPAS average of 7.9%. And our high-level discipline infractions are down from the same time last year. So our students, with all the restorative supports, with all the community resources coming into our building, our students are feeling more supported. And when I'm doing some of this work, I always think about a reading that we have done as a climate team, where an Indian tribe always says they know how the tribe is doing based on the health of the children. And I always ask, how are the children? And I think this data can tell you, if you talk to students here, our children are doing pretty great right now. And so I can say proudly that George Washington High School is doing pretty great right now. But we can always get better. We can always strive for more. So thank you. And thank you.
I'm very, very, very fortunate to have such strong assistant principals. We've been together as a team for the past 3.5 years, and these are people who are young, very smart, very strong. They have plenty of options. But believe it or not, actually, Tony was just saying this yesterday, Washington High School is an easy place to fall in love with. I remember when Tony first came out here for an interview, Kate was familiar with the area, but she had gone to St. Francis. But when Tony first came out to the area, he thought, oh my God, this is so far away. And I remember he went into our teacher room, which at the time was pretty ugly, room 111, and he's like, oh my God, I don't know Kevin. He was talking about his school. And then, we started selling him on it. But he fell in love with the school pretty quickly. It's very easy to fall in love with your kids. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people complain about teachers. You won't find me doing that because I really enjoy working with our teachers. And our teachers work very hard. And the truth is, when you become a principal, your primary people that you work with are the teachers. not as much the students. So I just have some relationships with kids too. One area that I am worried about, though, parents, is attendance. Attendance, we've been struggling since the month of November on attendance, and so we really need to work on that. It's this basic thing, a child can't learn if he's not in school. And so whenever we take kids out of school for an early dismissal, whenever a child is home, of course we're not asking you to send your children here if they're ill, but the attendance is dipping down a little bit. We all need to push our children. It's a tough world out there, and so we need to push the kids. We need to push the kids to, sometimes they don't want to come to school because maybe it's tough. Or maybe they're dealing with some stuff because they're 15 years old, but we need them in school. So one special thing that we've done here at Washington High School ever since we started, one of the biggest ways we tried to change what happened in classrooms and what happened with students right away, is that we have this focus on what we call argumentative literacy. Pretty basic stuff. Reading, writing, and talking about it. So I'm guessing if you went to high school, you always did a lot of reading, or you might have done a lot of listening, I'm guessing. That's right. But you probably didn't do a lot of organized discussion. Well, we really focus on this, and we call it argumentative literacy. And this is the one thing that connects everybody in the building together. And the kids just took our tests. So sure, we have standardized tests here. We don't really know what's going on with some of that stuff now because the state and the city is so weird right now. But we still maintain our consistency, and our kids just took our argumentative literacy test. And parents, you should see these by the end of next week because we'll be handing them back to them. Teachers come together and they score them. So 3 teachers look at every single essay. That's how we kind of have a shared vision. And it's a really powerful way to try to get focused because we know that when a child gets to their freshman year in college, the number one challenge is writing. And it's not just writing, it's writing using sources. And any of my college kids here will verify that they've already run into that. And it's a major barrier. And when you get to college and you think you're a good student, and all of a sudden your teacher's putting all this red marks all over your paper, it's humiliating. And that's why we really want to work with our kids so that they're willing to take feedback, but also so that they've already developed some pretty good skills. And they are. So I'm just going to show you some really quick, I know you're not going to make sense of all this. Teachers already saw this yesterday. Jessica Vargas, one of our student leaders here, asked for a copy of the status, so I gave it to her. You can get it from her. Our LSC members all have this data in their principal report. But because we've been doing this for 3.5 years, we can see what's happened with your kids, not in 1 year, not in a quarter, not in a semester, but over a long period of time. Here's the current junior class. So I just want you to, it's hard to understand data if you're not looking at it all the time. We look at it all the time over here because we're really hungry to see that your kids are growing. But think of it like a wave here. And what happens with all these data sets here is the wave is moving forward like this. And that's what we want. When the wave moves forward, that means the kids are all growing. And so we grade the kids on 3 areas. Can they add evidence to their essay from another source? Can they develop their own ideas using other people's ideas? And can they organize their writing? And you can see pretty dramatic improvement. Just a few years ago, look at how many of the juniors were scoring at the higher levels. 1% here, 4% here, 1% there. And now what is it? The very high side, 30%, 13%. And even now look at this. I mean, pretty dramatic improvement. And with the senior class, even more. Look at the difference between the blue lines and the green lines. You see how it's all shifted to the right? So if we had taken that SIG grant, this would just have been another area where we would have been able to prove that we had done dramatic improvement. And we're still doing it. We're still doing it because we know that even our seniors who are here right now, they have work to do. And we want to set them up for success. And even if you don't go to college, my guess is you're going to have to write an email or two in your life. And if you can't get your ideas out in a smart way, one, you're probably less likely to say them. And then two, it's going to be hard for people to listen. And that's why I'm so proud of our kids here and our teachers. And here's a great success story here. So Mr. Malcolm has to leave a little bit early, so he's not really going to present here. He'll come back in January and present. But he leads our post-secondary team efforts, which have really gotten us a lot of attention because, we shifted the school from 35% of kids going to college to 60%, which is not sufficient. It's pretty big. Okay? And we've dramatically improved our scholarship dollars. We went from 2.2 million in scholarship dollars, 2.5 million to almost 10 million last year. And I can already tell you, because of these beautiful girls, that we're going to kill that this year. So there are 3 big scholarships that we prepare our seniors for, but we actually begin preparing them for them during their junior year. One's called the Questbridge. To tell you the truth, I don't think we even knew that this existed until last year. And now we have a student at the University of Chicago, Fidel Haro, who got a full ride scholarship at the University of Chicago on this scholarship. And this year, we have 3. And then that's not the only one. So come back in January to hear about the Posse scholarships, because last year we had 2 of those, and I bet you we get it this year. So our Pride Through Excellence Spotlight today is Ariana Aguilera. Please come up. Carolina Rojas. Laura Savage. Maybe just a quick introduction. Anything you guys want to say? And trust me, they might not be used to standing in front of a group like this speaking, but they've been through a rigid interview process.
Hello, my name is Carolina Rojas. I graduated from March Elementary. Well, now I'm going to full college at full ride scholarship.
Hi, my name is Laura Savage, and I graduated from Donnell Marsh Elementary, and I'm going to college from full ride scholarship.
but also to Mr. Gallick, Ms. Martin, Mr. Malcolm, our teachers, our parents, counselors, college coaches who all supported us and believed in us, especially in Chartier, who supported us through this thought process and guided us through applying it and filling out all these confusing forms and answering all of our questions. And because of everybody here, this great environment that has been created where everybody believes in each other and will support each other, there's been a lot of improvement over the years, a lot of success. And we're just really thankful to be here and part of this.
And I would also like to thank the city people and really glad to have come here. Within the last few years, I have many challenges, and I'm coming from a low-income family. I have lost many family members to cancer, so it's really been hard for me to figure out how I was supporting my sister. But due to the success of the school and the community have developed and all the opportunities we've been given, we've been able to, all of us, develop a path that's leading us to success. And I would say, like, a couple years ago, I was not sure if I was going to attend this school, but I would say now that attending George Washington High School, I feel like I go back to being very
If I thought about this a few years ago, I don't think I would have really thought about going to college because my family personally is from really low income where most of my family doesn't even attend college because it's really difficult for us to be able to afford it. So having a support system to help guide me through all of these applications, being able to get in contact with them whenever I have questions, it's really helped me to be able to even get to this stage where I'll be able to go to college without having to worry about my parents taking any money out of their own pocket.
So, girls, we're so proud of you. And you know, one really nice part about being a principal is that you always get lots of contact with kids who get in trouble. You get lots of contact with kids who are doing so wonderful. And it's such a pleasure to serve you guys. So thank you very much. And this little anecdote, you know, a couple of these girls, I'm not going to tell you which elementary, but they, you know, I was talking to their elementary counselor. And we have, these days, we have to have all the elementary kids come in here. We have to sell the school. Make sure the kids go to the school, right? And I'm talking to one of these counselors. We had 800 kids coming here in 1 week in November. And you know, the counselor, the teacher, she said, "Oh, you know, when this little lady was going to go to your school, actually, I was telling her not to because she got into a select enrollment school, and I thought, you know, she'd be better off there. But things have really turned out well." And so I'm so glad that these girls have had such success. But they're just part of the success. Because whenever we have success, one, it feeds the whole community. It makes it so much easier for our younger kids to believe in themselves. So thank you very much. We don't just honor kids here who are the very, very top of their class. Now, we do honor kids who are the very top of their class. We have a special breakfast in here when you get straight A's. When we did this in November, it was like 53 kids. My first year at the principal breakfast, Caroline and I were just talking about this. It was like 30-something kids. So we have more kids getting straight A's now because they understand that it connects to getting them where they need to go. But then 2 days later, then we have a big celebration for all the kids who have B's or better, for perfect attendance. And that ended up being like 340 kids. So we really honor the kids because, well, that's why we're here. Here's a list of all the straight A kids. You can see their pictures in the main office. We change those every quarter. And we need a bigger wall because we're running out of space. And then here's that quote I'd like to leave you with. A couple of you have seen this before. So I think this is my challenge. But I can now also see it's the challenge of the parents in the room, and it's the challenge of our students that are here that are playing these major leadership roles. Is the challenge of leadership is to try to understand the people that you're serving. If you're not trying to understand the people that you're serving, then you're not doing a very good job. And I can tell you that Tina has actually really helped me to do this. Working with Tina, she's challenging, I'll tell you that. And she has really forced me to, many times, think so deeply about, where does Tina come from and where does this community come from? Because the truth is, I didn't come from this community. And so maybe I don't always understand everything the community needs. And that's why I'm really trying to listen. I'm really trying to listen, try to understand what the community needs, talking to students, talking to parents. And then the act of leadership is to support us to go for what you want and really, force us all to fight for what we believe. And that's why I'm so humbled by your attendance here today. Because I think that's what we are doing a little bit here is consciousness raising. We're saying, hey, we really believe in something so deeply that we want to support it and we want to fight for it. And when our children realize that, kids are going to do so much better, and they are. So thank you very much for being here. Sorry for the long lecture.
Next on our agenda is LSC. Do we have any?
Madam Chair, PPC will meet last Friday of the month, so the PPC will be meeting on December 18th this week. We usually meet the last Friday of each month.
Question for the PPC. Is there any update on the mold spots found on the ceiling that was mentioned in an October 10th meeting?
No update.
School improvement plan committee.
Well, the School Improvement Planning Committee gets together in a very rigorous way, usually every spring. It's part of the budget process, and then obviously this is part of the process of working with the school.
Safety and Security Committee.
Is Mr. Bentley here? No.
PAC Bilingual Advisory Committee. Is there anyone here? PAC Title I Parent Advisory Committee. Is there anyone here? Okay, other committees? Okay, old business. Sorry. Budget Committee. Yeah.
The Budget Committee didn't meet this month because we didn't have any changes in the budget. And just to be clear, the committees that are part of the local school council, they're led by LSC members.
Okay, old business.
I have a question about the budget. It's in our internal accounts.
Okay.
I'm looking for it. There was a purchase order in the amount of $16,600 I'm sorry, it's, well, it says page 1 of 1. But it's the last page on your computer.
Looks to me like those are Spanish books, but I'd be happy to get back to you with any details if you have any specific questions. Looks like it's a purchase for 180 Spanish language books, Scooping, second edition. We're committed to making sure that every kid has a textbook here. During my first year, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to make sure that every kid had a textbook, not that it's like a revolution in learning, because textbooks aren't the answer, but we do think that every kid deserves a textbook. So this was a request made by the Spanish department because we're offering more Spanish classes this year.
Walkthroughs, fellas. Yeah, walkthroughs.
So we've been working together as a local school council and as a community to try to improve the physical environment of the school and to also hold the district accountable for providing us with the right level of service. Some of this is contracted out by the district, so Aramark, they take care of all the cleaning in the building, but CPS operations is responsible for supervising the engineers here, and then together we all try to fight for capital improvements. So Tina requested that we do a walkthrough, and we did that on that Tuesday. So right before one of our last LSC meetings, we had a walkthrough. Luz Meadows Flores was there too. Our chief engineer stayed after work with his faith, and Oscar, our facilities manager from the district, came here. We walked around the building, and basically we were being led by anyone who had concerns. Tina had a few concerns. Luz had a few concerns. Frankly, I don't always spend enough time walking around every part of the building. We went to the pool area. That was a large concern. More than $100,000 has been invested in the pool. However, there were some problems in them getting this filtration system in. It sounds like it should be up and working pretty soon, but we took a walk around there. We saw that the filtration system was installed. Really, I'm not an engineer, so that's why I took the walk with those guys. Other concerns, Tina expressed concerns around the roof. If you might have heard that, we've had problems with this roof at the school for many years. And the approach that the district takes at this point is more of a patching approach because we've got a huge budget crisis in the city, and one of the first things they cut was capital improvements. So the district is not committing to any capital improvements for this school right now. But what they did commit to, and Aramark as well, is making sure that any areas that there should be no leaks. We only saw one area where there was a leak. There was an active leak in the area going towards the lunchroom. I wasn't sure if that was active or not. But either way, the kids deserve the best possible physical environment. And we all know that when a child, is in a space that isn't totally respecting them, that they feel disrespected and less motivated. And so, that's why, we did a lot of physical improvements here with the money that we had. This library here is a new space. The teacher learning room is a new space. Our local school council in the first year made sure that there are technology improvements to every single classroom, so every room has a projector. The computer makes it easier for our teachers to go to room. We have made a lot of investments in student technology, but I agree with Tina that we still need a lot of work to do. We're lucky that we have this CAPE grant because that provides a lot of beauty to the school. We have a former student that does a lot of artwork around the school. His name is Adam Ramirez. We have a mural back here. He paints all over the school. And so I will agree, and I'm so thankful that so many parents are out here, and I believe our alderwoman was here earlier. we need to shine more attention on the physical environment, and Tina's been a champion for this, because it's not good enough for our kids. And it's not fair that a student in Chicago could be in a school that is better resourced than ours. Now, it's true, there are some schools that are in worse shape than ours, right? But there are some schools that have been built brand new, and we're not getting that opportunity. So I do think that we should be fighting for that, and that it's not good enough right now, and that the bathrooms in particular are weak. But I can tell you, over winter break, Aramark has committed to a thorough clean through, and Tina's all over them about this, so it's great to have a strong LSC chair. So there's going to be doing a lot of cleaning over the break. I think they're going to be changing some ceiling tiles. We already got new lights on the outside of the building. There's some new lights fixtures here. So, I mean, we need to be a community who's all fighting for these things together. And when we do, it's more likely that we're going to get the outcome. And, you know, we don't have enough staff here to give you world-class 100% of the time, because everybody has multiple jobs, and even our cleaning crew is under-resourced, but we need much more for our students. Over winter break, in addition to the cleaning, we will have some beautiful murals that will be painted in the bathrooms, just to make them better. You know, the bathrooms, I'm sure some of you went to school here. I'm sure there's some of the same damage in the bathrooms that were here when you went to school here. One of our students at the last LSC meeting remarked on, you know, some gang graffiti that was in the book. You know, we try to get on these things, and believe it or not, our security guards actually paint their own bathrooms. As soon as a kid puts any marks in the bathroom, our security guards go in there and they paint it, but it doesn't mean it's beautiful. And so thanks to Adon and our students, we'll get some nice murals in the bathrooms that'll start over the winter break.
New business, we have no new business. Next is our public participation. Everyone that signed up will be able to speak.
Just a reminder, everyone will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when we have 30 seconds left, and then let you know when time is up. Grace Dustin? I'll 7 o'clock once you first speak.
Hi. I'm here on behalf of parents. I want you to please make a motion to amend the renewal of the principal contract and vote, not abstain. Please prove to us that our voices, our education, our children do matter. According to this LSC reference guide, it states a good evaluation is fair and objective. A good evaluation is based on information from a variety of sources, including staff, parents, and community input, surveys, which the LSC has failed to do. Good evaluation is not based on isolated incidents, based on personality conflicts, focusing based on the negative. What I heard today has been all good, positive feedback. The data, 3 young ladies got full-time scholarships. This just shows how well George Washington is doing. We are going forward. We're not going backwards. Please, again, if you can, actually go back and reevaluate it after you've heard all our input. It's been nothing but positive. Please, have a good heart. Show our students that their voices, their education does matter. That's the secret. I just want them to vote. Another thing, too, I mean, please. Even the people who actually voted yes. I mean, what was so wrong that they gave him a bad evaluation? I mean, I don't understand.
I want to see.
Okay.
Right, everybody?
Good job.
Oh,
At this time, I just requested that the council allow me to speak. But I won't take a minute, but being here last time at the meeting and hearing the community ask for answers from the council, first thing I want you to know as a community, students, teachers, community residents, parents, is that the council did complete the evaluation in a closed session. They did not, may not agree with the end result of that evaluation. But the reference guide says that the process is that the council completes the evaluation in a closed session. In a closed session. They then vote on that evaluation in an open session. By law, under school code, they cannot, in fact, disclose the rating of that session. They didn't. The council didn't disclose that rating. The council then, according to the reference, offers the principal a feedback session, where in fact the principal and the council sits together and talks about the evaluation. The principal then has a right to an arbitration process. This is the process in the reference. Your council votes on that evaluation based on the majority of the current serving members. Now, sometimes that might not be what others think is fair, but the process is the process.
But the process also says you have to go by past your evaluations.
They did the cumulative evaluation for this year. They did the cumulative evaluation for this year. The process is the process. I'm sorry. We're going to move forward with public participation. This time, we're going to move forward. I just want to let the public know that they followed the process, ladies and gentlemen. They followed. Ma'am, I'm going to turn the mic back over to the council.
Process is archaic.
Andres Hernandez.
In a community with so much change and a district with so many upsets, Mr. Gallick created classes like post-secondary education opportunities, college prep courses, knowledgeable and hardworking teachers. These are things that graduating classes before us didn't have, and I would hate to see such progress and success that this administration has brought be eliminated because of disgruntled staff and community members. The school would not exist without any students, and students, and I am asking for clarity and honesty in the content these people have provided in my education, and why you'd like to take it away. Sure, someone may be better, but they may also be worse. I don't think any of the students here, and plenty of other students care to take that risk. If you plan to change our school, we ask that the playing field be even and let the true facts come out.
Alicia Garcia.
Don't start her time until she gets.
She spoke.
Don't start her time. Let her speak.
Thank you to Alex, Beatrice, Arnaldo, and Tina for showing me through your silence and through your vote that you don't care about how my brother gets next year. You don't care about graduating on time or what college he goes to. And I also want to say thank you for destroying the possibility of my little brother walking into this school next year as a freshman and being a part of everything that Prince Gallick is capable of. All because you guys are just being selfish. I don't think that's fair. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now. I walked into this school for the first time when I was a sophomore. I was a transfer student, and I did
anywhere else. Any other school, I'm glad I came here, and I actually regret not coming here freshman year. I regret going to Bishop Noel and not coming here. I'm sorry. So I just want to say thank you for voting unfairly. I don't think that's fair. I'm really upset that I couldn't fight hard enough for my little brother to be able to experience having a principal like Mr. Gallick. I'm upset. Like, honestly, we may lose this fight, but I promise you we won't stop until it's officially over. Look at this group. We have so many more people, and we won't stop. I promise you we won't stop. And even if we win, that's great. If we lose, at least we can say that we put up such a great fight, and even then it wasn't good enough for you. All of you. So thank you, Beatrice, Alex, Tina, Arnando. Thanks.
Thank you. Benjamin Aceves.
Present. Here.
Don't start his time till he gets the mic.
Spoke.
No. He just said he was here.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm a freshman here at George Washington Elementary. As a freshman, I sound nervous. Oh God. Okay, so me, I was a freshman. I applied a couple months ago for high school, and I looked at Washington like, this isn't a bad school. I looked at it, and Mr. Gallick, this man right here, changed it for all of us. I think it's not fair that they're kicking him out. So, and you guys are being selfish and kicking him out and not giving us an opportunity.
Here.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. And I have a younger brother that's ready to come into high school. And I think he should be with Mr. Gallick, not no one else. Thank you.
Desiree Crosby.
Hey y'all. I don't remember a part. I don't remember a part in what she said where there couldn't be a balloon or anything. I might be down there, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure it can still be a balloon. Really, really hoping that we can sit because we do have a student survey going around, and we took a student survey on whether or not they want to keep this together. And if the LSC is democratic in any way, shape, or form, I feel like it should go into consideration. And this whole community should go into consideration. I really want to make a motion to amend the renewal of principal contract and let it out of state. I'm saying this basically a no. And I'm saying this basically, I don't want to vote. And if you don't want to vote on things that matter, then I don't think you deserve to be in the chair. If you don't, if you're not democratic and representing your people, then why are you in the chair? Like, I'm pretty sure this is giving you guys a headache already. So just give the people what they want. That's what the chairs are for, to give the people what they want. Yeah, it's not rocket science that we want to keep the guy. It's not rocket science at all.
30 seconds.
Let her talk.
Yeah, but that's how much I know. Thank you.
Steve Donnelly.
After, let's just say this goes through and we end up having to choose a new principal. What's to say that in this pool that you don't get to choose? The board has to approve. There's going to be some neighborhood guy. Somebody that you can control. Who's to say that's going to happen? The school is moving in a positive direction. There are so many people that support what Mr. Gallick and his administration are doing. Why would you create more instability again? I cannot guarantee you that we can go from a 2+ to that 1 or whatever the next level is, the higher level, right? 1+, thank you. If he stays. But we've already gone up a level since he's been here. But what I can guarantee you is if you bring somebody new in here, everything could change. Everything can be undone. Because they might have a different way of doing things, and most likely they do. And then we as teachers have to readjust to a new leader. I can tell you, so it happens behind closed doors, right? And that's okay. The process is the process.
30 seconds.
I'm a social studies teacher. I understand the democratic process, and I respect it. Okay? But I can tell you what I don't respect. When I get here as a guy in his late 20s, as my first year as a teacher, being asked by somebody on this LSC behind closed doors, hey, we noticed that you're pretty outspoken and you're pretty smart. Hey, will you say this in a union meeting and attack this union delegate? That's what happens behind closed doors.
Let him talk. Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. So basically, we just say
Good morning, hello. Do you remember me? Keep in mind, people, this is just round 3. Let me tell you what I've heard. That democracy is a verb. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Something that everyone here probably has in their beautiful brains. And also, we will not be silenced, but that doesn't mean we get to be violent. Because you know what? Words can hurt too. But I'm still eager to know when your explanation will truly show. And I'm even surprised that you can even move forward without the dictation. Because trust me, we have plenty of motivation. I'm fighting this peacefully because that is what my teachers have shown me to be. I know I'm just one person, but I know I can't do much. But let me just say, when we're in a bunch, it's so much better. Being here and fighting together. Gallick versus SBC, sadly, is nothing really new. They just made it sure to keep it away from all of you. From the students to the teachers, and even a kind-hearted preacher. I hope he's here. Even with his bad review last year with all straight 2s, he still kept on trying. I never did see his passion ever dying or ever see me blue. There are people here who spend more than 12 hours in the school, morning, nights, and afternoons. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. So please, don't have someone like this for my teachers. They're the ones making your future leaders. I'm trying to sustain my emotions. I really truly am. I'm trying to keep all of them in just my hand. But I don't think you would understand with the emotionless expressions, numerous you have had last time. I refuse to stoop to your level, but until this is truly settled, this shouldn't be a surprise. This is what happens when you cause other people such demise. Don't you see that these bunch of people that you're misrepresenting? I knew this is what you weren't expecting. I asked you this time to not only hear us, but to listen to us. And then people, if you want to be part of change, do not let this go in vain. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carla. I was here last Tuesday. I was emotional. I understand that the community voted for you guys. We voted for you guys to listen to us, to present us, to do what's right for us. Well, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you telling us why you don't want anything? Why are you keeping that to yourself? I was thinking of the Grinch. The movie The Grinch. It's December. I see the LSC as the Grinch. Not all of them. The Grinch stole Christmas, just like their silly Mr. Gallick. But at the end, the Grinch came together with, I'm pretty sure it was Huda, and they made Christmas again. They made it all better. I'm asking
You guys, just listen to us, you know? Everything could get better. All those frustrations you guys are going through, everybody's going through. I'm going through it. All of you are. They're going through it. Staff members, everybody. But that can go away. Clean your ears and listen.
30 seconds.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see my peers cry or stress over this because our future is slowly going up and up on a roller coaster, and I don't want to see it. Just listen to us as long as. Thank you.
I'm not going to waste my time talking to therapists. So because we are those conscious to change. They do not represent us. They will not decide who is our next principal. They will not decide that this man will leave or stay. We decide. We are the community. We are the school. We are here for one reason only. Our students, our kids, our future students, my two kids. They will not decide. No matter what you hear, no matter what you believe, the fight is not done. It is just started. We have to be together, community. Every single one of us, 5 friends, everyone that you know in this community. We have to be one.
Mr. Incorrect.
Mr. Perez, once again, parents, patriots, thank you for answering. This is our home. And Mr. Suarez, I'm going to go the extra mile. Today I came to apologize to you because we're being betrayed by one of our brothers. We are being betrayed. That's what this is called. Betrayed. Treason. That's what this is. Literally. You, I, us, the entire Chicago East is being betrayed by our own Latino people. Yep. I cannot stand for that as a Christian, as a citizen, as a parent, as a teacher of your children. I cannot stand for that. And neither can you. When you become successful, as we are, you get enemies, and enemies, what do? They want to come and take you down. That's what this is. When you become successful, you get enemies. Enemies want to go and take you down because they want your success via other means, not through hard work. We are being betrayed.
30 seconds.
47 years ago, my father told me, you're going to go to the north, work hard, and whatever you want, you're going to get. That's what this is about. You don't use a political process for personal gain. Because that's what this is. Abusing the political process. We're supposed to go and find Carmen Emanuel in the next few months. With what face can we ask you to support us to go find Carmen Emanuel for benefits that we want? With what face can we do that?
Thank you, Mr. Perez.
Thank you.
Mike. I called Mike so he was popular.
Hi, I'm just a parent, like most of you. My first meeting was, I think, in June. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't even know it was LSC. I heard just his evaluation was as is, as he didn't do nothing for the school, which we all know that's not true. I'm not here to speak about Mr. Gallick because we all know he's amazing. I'm here to thank part of the LSC because the first time I came to one of these meetings, it was only like 2 parents, 3 students. I want to thank them because it's making us bigger, stronger. We're fighting hand by hand. It's hurting because we see our students crying. We see our teachers suffering. And it's hard because we can't do nothing. Our voices are not being heard. And it's sad because they represent us. What we say, they do. And they're not doing what we're saying. They're not listening. It's personal. So let's make this personal. Thank you, Mr. Gallick. Thank you for the ones that did vote for him to stay. Thank you. It's not about you. It's about the rest. Let's fight. It's not over.
Julian Rivas.
I'm reading an extract of the Code of Ethics of the LSC. If the local school council member has a relative who is employed at the school or has a contractual relationship with the school at which local school council member serves, the local school council member shall abstain from voting on approval of the entire budget, the entire school improvement plan. Additionally, the local school council member must abstain from voting on any transfer of funds and that may affect the relative. And as far as I know, on minute meetings, there are members that have a spouse or domestic partner or relative on the LSC, so they can't vote. Also, in post-employment and post-membership restrictions, if a former official or employee was counsel of record or participated personally and substantially in a judicial or administrative proceeding during his or her term of office or employment, then the former official or employee shall not assist or represent any person other than the board in any related judicial or administrative proceeding. And as far as we know, there was an email between Tina and Ms. Gonzalez, which shouldn't have happened or be in this, because all we're asking the LSC is to listen to us. We don't even have to bring up the evidence, and we're just asking for evidence of why you want Mr. Gallick gone. We're not asking for the ratings or anything like that. We're just asking for evidence of why you want him gone. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a couple questions for the LSC. One specific question I have to ask you is, how will the LSC give a possible lawsuit due to defamation of character from the letter that was sent from Tina Press to one of the Board of Education members? Now, the second thing I also wanted to ask is, from the letter, it sounds like she wanted, well, I'm not sure, but it seems like she might want some teachers to be fired. Because of that, the rules in the local school council relations handbook says that she or any other friends who have threatened any teachers have to be removed from the Board of Education because of, because it's not allowed from there. And that's definitely it. That's the only thing I have to ask. Aside from that.
It's supposed to be.
So a lot of questions around the letter that was sent, and also around intimidation, threats, bullying, has come through our office, has gone through the law department, and according to the law department, those things have been investigated, and they have been unfounded. Now excuse me, I have the mic, please. So, I can only give you what I have. I can only give you what I have. I can only speak on what I was given by whom. So if you're, according to the law department, the investigation has happened, and those things have been unfounded. According to the law department, any allegations, any letters, any bullying, intimidation, whether it's been on the part of the council members, whether it's been on the part of parents, teachers, students, anyone, those things have been investigated and were unfounded.
And the day. What is your position, name and title? What is your name and title?
She's their boss. That's why I'm not their boss.
What is your name and title, ma'am?
Daniela Rowe.
What is your name and title, ma'am?
Going once. Daniela Rowe.
She's coming. What is your name and title, ma'am?
I have savings, and I know many students who are immigrants, and I thank Mr. Gallick for having a investor program, and I have a lesson to nurture. Many of the teachers and principals help us, motivate us, and be better in school, and all of what they want to do. They motivate us going to college. I thank Mr. Gallick for motivating us in college graduates and what they had to do with us.
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm Desiree Big Sister. So, I did not come here today. Well, my intention coming here today was to talk to the LSC. Not to beg, but to bargain. But, as Mr. Gallick was presenting his PowerPoint, I realized that I've accepted what has happened, and I feel like I'm still very upset. But I am also very mature. And if this is the decision that they want to make, let them face the consequences. They'll have to watch our children perish. And I know many of you disagree. But think about it. This happens. The school gets bad ratings. Their name will always go down as the people in the LSC that did this. Their name will also hold bad. Well, yeah, it could be called karma. Their name, as professionals, would be. So, how long would it be?
30 seconds.
You don't want to finish the time.
Guys, respect your time.
Last 30 seconds. I wanted to thank Mr. Gallick because I really do love this man. He is amazing, and I feel like you guys should just respect him. If not them, respect him. That's all I'm asking for. There's some things that won't be changed.
Thank you, Destiny.
question. I know that I'm not nothing. I might think Mr. Gallick for being a great principal and for having me as one of the students at his school. But what's in it for my sister that goes here right now? If he goes, what are the consequences of my sister, two of his sisters, and one of my other brothers that will go here? I've been a good student here, but what are going to be the consequences that will follow as if he leaves? I just want you to hear me and think of what I'm saying, because I know I'm going to be very good if he leaves, but I'm also going to come back if he stays here, and I want to see how the school is improved after I left. And if there'll be any more activities that will follow if he stays here. I don't think there's one for my time.
Michael.
That's me.
Was born and raised in this country here. It's called democracy. LSC gets the vote behind closed doors. We don't get to know who voted for who and why. Make no decisions. That's called a dictatorship, not a democracy. You vote behind closed doors. Does everybody get to see who we voted for? Where's all the results so we could call people out? Where's it at?
They're in the minutes of the main office.
Okay, we'll be looking at that. Thank you for being a dictator.
Okay, my first question. Where's the rest of the LSC? What are the dictators?
Where's the rest of the dictators at?
Are they not supposed to be here? Are they not coming today? You just wave a hand up and down, move your eyes up, do something to let us know where they're at. 30 seconds.
You're a disgrace.
They don't know they're not coming today. We're not accountable. You should though, because we're here. We're here as parents. Okay, you're one. I'm one. So the ones that didn't here are supposed to be here. Right, they are. You're right. Where are they? Right. The only reason my son is here. He could have went to any school. He could have afforded any school. We chose this school because of him. All right, thank you. No. Oh, good job. Good job. Everyone else did. Everyone.
There's 6 people, 4 quarter lives.
He informed. No, you're correct. I apologize.
Juliana Hernandez.
When I was in elementary school, I would hear all about gang violence and arrests that would happen at the school. And you know what I was going through my mind? That I did not want to come here. And when my brother came here, he would tell me everything that happened here, and the same thought went through my head. When Gallick came to the school, he would tell me how it was getting better, how the violence went down, and how the scores were getting higher. But when I enrolled here, I was still weary for the name it had. It had a terrible name that seemed impossible to get rid of, but in almost 3 years, Gallick changed that name. It's a name that we are proud of, and I am proud to come here. So, I have a question for the LSC. Those who said no, why are you saying no? I'm not asking about the meeting you had, the reasons. I'm just asking why. Because he changed the school. I mean, he did so much for the school. We saw the PowerPoint. Everything went up. We're doing better. I mean, look, do you not see how emotional I'm getting? He changed the school. I love this school. I love coming here. All the students right here love coming here. This is my daughter, just to let you know. She could have went to Jones, and she's here. My daughter.
time. Renee Flores. Renee Flores.
Thank you. My name is Renee Flores. I'm a senior here at George Washington. I've been here all 4 years, and I came here originally to address the school council, but since they don't seem to care, a girl just broke down crying and they're not doing anything. So I'm gonna address the lady right here. So you said the process is the process. Isn't there any way to challenge the process?
Arbitration.
Absolutely. How?
Arbitration, you can challenge the process through the law department.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would like to know more about that. So, because the public is here in overwhelming support of Mr. Gallick, and I'll admit it. When I first came here, I wasn't a big fan of the guy because I didn't know. I was immature and I was ignorant. But through my 4 years, I've matured, and I've come to see what a wonderful person he is. And I'm kind of 30 seconds. So. I would just like to thank the public for coming, and I would like to show my support for Mr. Gallick. Thank you.
Cynthia Barron.
Good morning. I came here today to speak to the LSC to talk about 3 topics. 1, school transformation. 2, leadership, both on the LSC side and the principal side. Number 3, offer a recommendation. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Cynthia Barron, and my knowledge of the community is actually framed by being principal of Jane Addams, founding principal of Jones College Prep, coming back and actually supervising Washington High School, Mr. Gallick, where I was a principal. And now as a leadership coach for Mr. Gallick since he left the classroom at Senn High School. Number 1, school transformation takes time. We saw the PowerPoint today during an upward track, but trust me, when there's a change in leadership, there's also a dip in the change process. Research shows us that it takes about 8 to 10 years to really completely transform a school. Number 2, leadership is a developmental process, both on the LSC side and on the principal side. We all learn more about ourselves as time goes on. We also keep an open mind. Excuse me, I'm a little emotional. And we're flexible, and we show a respect for each other. We can see ourselves change and be able to work together. My recommendation to the LSC, obviously you've put in numerous hours on making this decision. Get in a room with a trained facilitator. 30 seconds. Unpack the issues really deeply. It's going to take time. Bring Dr. Gallick into that room and say, here are the things that we would really like to see change. Not demands, but change in leadership. And see if you can come to a resolution about that. The state of the school is at risk. This school is going to offer a better place for these students, for themselves, and the people that they love. And please don't waste that. Thank you very much for your
Maria Rode.
Hello everybody. I'm here. My English is not good, but I try to. Spanish. Estoy aquí porque siento parte de esta escuela. Quiero llorar, ¿verdad? Por lo que está pasando. El principal aquí, él ha hecho cosas muy buenas y muy grandes. Hemos trabajado, ¿verdad? Él está con nosotros, padres, con nuestros estudiantes. Él cree en nuestros estudiantes. Está trabajando duro con los maestros. Estamos todos, hagan de cuenta que somos una sola persona, trabajando con nuestros hijos. La escuela se levantó, es la mejor escuela, ahora yo veo que es la mejor escuela. Nosotros no íbamos a mandar a mi hijo aquí porque era la peor escuela. Gracias al principal, levantó esta escuela. Gracias a él, gracias a Dios para se va a graduar este año. Y tengo otro que está empezando. Yo no sé qué va a pasar si el principal se va y deja en manos de no sé de quién la escuela. Me preocupa, me preocupa. Yo creo que ustedes están igual que yo. Y gracias por apoyar, ¿verdad? Por soportar nuestra escuela, porque es nuestra escuela. Yo me siento parte de aquí por el principal que me dio la oportunidad de sentirme así. Gracias.
Good morning to everybody. We should not be here at all. I have to say until I get my speech.
Timer started. Hurry up. You got the Nazi over there watching you.
Alright, today we stand here at George Washington on December 12, 2015. We should not be here today. We should be at home sleeping or taking care of chores that we have around the house. I should be sleeping until 12 because my kid and I like to sleep a lot. But the thing I have to say to the LSC is that you may have taken Gallick away, one problem away from your agenda, but remember, we have people, we have students, we have parents. You're not getting rid of one problem, we have thousands and thousands of more. So remember that. Gallick is not alone. Neither we are. So keep that in mind. And if we are the dictatorship, if this is democracy, quote unquote, like the Constitution says, like FDR was debating before going to World War II, that a congressman stated, if this is a democracy, we should demonstrate it. If the people do not want to go to war, then we shouldn't. It's not up to the president, it's up to the people. That's all I have to say.
Repeat the name. Yolanda Dienda.
Thank you, Ms. Barron, because you actually gave the speech that I wanted to do to the LSC. LSC members, you have a hard job. When you got voted into this, when you actually decided to be elected to this position, you came into a hard job. Because that's why, since 1989, since the LSC started, it's been harder and harder to get people on the LSC because it's a hard job. And when you have a reference book that says that you're supposed to do this minimal, well, minimal's not enough. You'll be doing more than minimal to make sure that you have the ears of the community. And if parents don't come to the LSC, that's our fault too. But they don't come when there's no problems. They only come when there's a problem. So this school has done a great job when you see lack of parents at your LSC meetings. Yes, it's our fault. We were not here to watch the agenda. And my understanding is it started when you got elected. Someone on this LSC came with the agenda to get rid of our leader. And our leader has proven that he has done the job. The proof is in the pudding. How many of these students 4 years ago would have dared to stand up and talk in behalf of their leader? Not many. But today it shows that the school is doing their job. Our community feels safer to send their students here. That is another proof. Thank you.
Julia Hunter. Name was scratched out, but.
Excuse me. Oh, since her name is scratched out, can I speak on her behalf? My name is
No.
Dolores Almeida.
No, you can't.
Excuse me, I'm asking the chair for permission. I am
the LSC that elected
Julia
Mr.
Hunter.
Gallick? Speak it.
That is Julia.
Yes.
Okay, then there's no
passed
more
him.
on the list.
I
She
asked
passed
the
him.
council if I can speak on behalf of Julia Hunter's name.
Let her speak.
They don't want you anyway. Tell us.
Meeting's over anyway. Talk.
I was on the council that elected Mr.
The next
Gallick
meeting
to come
is
in.
Wednesday, January 6th.
I can tell you when he was brought in.
5:30 p.m. Shut up. Motion to adjourn the meeting.
I was part of the council when Mr. Gallick was brought into the school. There was a certain items that Mr. Gallick was asked to do as part of his contract. That was to keep the school safe, to progress the school forward in education, and to make himself known within the school and his students, and this is proof. The principal before him had an agenda and a job. Mrs. Gonzalez was brought in, and certain things were asked of her. Clean up the school, put the kids in uniform, and make it safe. Though it was controversial, she did her job. She did what was asked of her. So when Mr. Gallick came in, the same thing was asked of him under our council. Move the school forward. The school was already, Gonzalez had pretty much made it safe, so he was to continue what we had started. Keep the school safe. The kids can't learn if it's not safe. The second thing was the education piece. Now that it was safe, move it forward, progress forward, and to make himself known to his students. From what I've seen and what I've heard, he's done what was asked of him as a council that offered him that contract. Since his council is refusing to keep him, I am asking Mr. Gallick, do not give up the fight. Take it to arbitration.
Take the recommendation of Ms. Barron and that we actually meet with the principal and discuss
So we step up
the
a second.
reasonings and where we need to go from here.
Very good. Thank you.
All those in favor?
Everyone raise your hand. Raise your hand.
We voted for you.
Done.
Okay.
And he knows.
David Ellis, I voted for you. When the LSC voted, I voted for you.
That's what you get.
And we voted over 80%. You represent us, not yourself. Ellis and Dave, we voted for you to represent us.
Motion to adjourn the meeting. Second, meeting adjourned at 12:01.
Parents, please stay until
Resign. Resign. Resign.
I think Alicia wants to speak to you. Let's keep this one thing that we've all committed to, and we don't need external security. Thank you very much. And I believe I'm the principal of this school right now, and I'm pretty sure that I'm still the enthusiasm demonstrate to our full public here that we're going to settle down for a second and we'll get it clean up.
Can you guys talk a little bit about your decisions? What was the rationale behind them? Would you guys be willing to share your rationale behind your decisions? What is your decisions? Why? As you can see, the LSC refuses to answer any of the questions.
I'm part of a group called Rise, and he's part of the group he's recording. And although our lovely LSC members are leaving right now, the library, most of the LSC members left. I would like to say that the library is open, and you guys can continue with your comments, and the gentleman right here is going to be recording, and it will be posted so that everybody can see how a majority of the LSC members have been treating us. So, continue. You guys can see.
Okay, I haven't talked in a group not even this big, so bear with me if I'm going to try not to be emotional. But I have 2 children that have graduated in the last 2 years. One is in DePaul, one is in Harold, Washington. My first one had a rough ride, but we're not going to go into that. My second one, straight A's at DePaul. Why? This man right here. I'm not a graduate of this school. My husband is. So I didn't have mixed feelings about bringing it. But we did. My third child, Junior. Okay? IB. She don't want to be in it, but she's too smart to be in regular, so you're going to stay. Okay? I talked to the lady over here that represented LSC. All our comments are futile. I don't want to beat them down. They have no reason. They have the right to not tell us. So this is a bigger change that needs to come. Okay? We need to get the LSC boardroom, and we need to figure out how to change the process. The process of them being behind closed door meetings. That's the one thing. As parents, we need to have that rule changed. Or if it's not changed, they need to be obligated to send via email or mail the minutes of the meeting, or to let us know what's going on. Because I guarantee you, as the representative meeting here, these parents don't know what the hell's going on. And we're furious. We voted you people in to be our voice. And you're not me. Well, you probably are. You're a pretty good guy. I apologize. We know who the ones were. The 4 that did not vote or voted no. We know who the ones are. They made it quite clear. But the only way we're going to get change, I got a big enough mouth, you're all going to hear me. See, I know. I speak before. Other places. But the only way we're going to get change is if we get the rules changed. Okay? Unfortunately, it means unless we go to arbitration, we're really voting and hoping you do. And if it's a legality thing, I say we get a GoMe fund or whatever. GoFundMe. Started to help him with the legal fees because it's going to be
I agree with everything everyone is saying. We need to show more power. And how do we do that? First, LSC members, do not disfranchise our Hispanic speaking. Make sure there's a translator here because it's in the process. You're supposed to have a translator here for our Hispanic population. Las personas que hablan español, insistemos que tengan aquí un intérprete para que sepamos lo que está pasando. Porque no lo tenemos y esa es parte del proceso. El proceso tienen ellos ahorita la regla. Nosotros necesitamos cambiarlo. The second thing, students, thank you. But bring your grandmother, bring your father because it's not just a student problem. It's a community problem. So mom don't speak English. Who cares? Bodies count. Bring them here. When you come to the meeting, you bring mama or grandma here. I am no longer a parent here, but I am a grandmother, and I'm an aunt, and I'm a community person. And I found out about this immediate problem from the students. And I'm telling you, los padres deben de estar aquí con sus hijos. Por favor, dígale a la mamá, no importa que hablen inglés o no hablen inglés. Los cuerpos cuentan. This room should be extended out there that they have to request to take it to the auditorium.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't understand how the legal department found it unfounded. There's a document that was very blatant on the dismissed conduct. No. The document. But that was not the purpose of the legal question. The legal question, can an LSC member name people so that they can be sanctioned?
I think that's still being looked into.
That's right. The actual, what she wrote in there is unfounded. But the action of doing it is what is illegal. And that's what we have to get the legal. That is how the LSC is illegal. So we need to make follow up with the legal department. The action of sending the letter. Not what's in the letter, but the action of sending the letter.
Someone.
That's what we have to do.
Are you going to speak next?
Well,
She's going to speak next.
We have a great student out here that does the petitions real well. Because, hey, that's the beauty of the school. We've seen it from the action of writing the letter is what I'm looking for, because that's the misconduct, not what was said in the letter.
Okay. You got another speaker?
Hi, community. My name's Natasha Malone. I brought Pointy back here so she can kind of clarify what she said in regards of the letter, what was happening with that.
So it's been brought to my attention that my response to the letter and other actions may have been miscommunicated. So I agree to come back for clarification. So what I was saying is all allegations that were brought up either in the letter, either in emails, either in texts and or phone calls, regardless of who may have sent that or brought that up. All allegations that were in the letter regarding teachers or other staff, emails regarding the LSC, emails regarding parents or students, any behaviors, any actions, those were all unfounded by the law department. All of those things were unfounded by the law department. Is that clear now? So the information, all that information is now unfounded.
So I'll just say something as the person who supervises the teachers in the building. I'm also responsible for making sure teachers and the students in the building are in a safe and supportive environment. That I did communicate with the chief education officer of the district. She communicated back to me, and there will be an investigation of bullying tactics against my staff.
Thank you.
And as a teacher named in several of these letters, I can assure you that, I myself will go after, the defamation to my professional career that this lady has attempted to do as a CPS teacher for 14 years and as a resident of Heckwish, pretty much all my life. So, just be aware that teachers are going to, fight back. We're not going to go down, answer
Okay, I just want to say I am leaving because unlike what has happened before, I actually took, now almost 4 hours off of work to be here because I appreciate you all are supporting the fight that I'm trying to fight too.
Thank you.
Also, to reiterate what Natasha said, I've also reached out to try to say that I totally support the teachers that were named in that letter also, because every one of them is a phenomenal, amazing teacher and an amazing person. So, I am going to step out. You guys keep this up. I love it.
Thanks, Coach. Could you guys come up here to talk?
I'm a sophomore here, but as most of the LSC people left, they're kind of cowards because they can't handle the truth of what we want and what we're fighting for, because they're cowards. They think that we're gonna win anyways because they know that we aren't. They have nothing to do to stop us from fighting, and we will eventually. I know I have faith in this, because when I came here freshman year, I had little faith in myself, and then I met Gallick, and he changed me. I became more faithful in myself, and I did my work. Last year, I was just working. But these cowards left because they know in their hearts that they will lose. And it's kind of hard for me right now. I know. But we need to stand up for what we want, because in our world, you don't see that mostly, because you may push it off to the side and say, hey, it's okay. But this is like a family. He is like our father. He takes care of us, gets us what we need and everything. And if he's not here, there's no family, there's no love, there's no connection here. And we just need to hold on to our father, Mr. Gallick, because he's everything we need. He helps us bring up as you see, the results in the PowerPoint. Like, I come to school every day because of him. Last year I didn't want to learn. Last year I didn't even want to come to school. This year, I'm ready. I've joined many programs because I like this school. I love this school. This is like my home. I would rather be here than home, because it's one thing that I'm passionate about. And he makes me want to continue in school. Like, right now, I've got already 9 college letters because this school has made me improve so much. And I would like to thank Gallick, and I would like to, let's continue in this fight, because I know we will win. Thank you.
Hey, can you guys give me a spot on the line? Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Don't understand how they can, all of us and others that are not here can vote for him to be here, and then they don't want to vote back for what we want, even though we voted for him. Ellison, we decided for him to represent us. And I don't understand how they can just, the ones that were sitting over there, they were representing us, they wanted what we wanted. The ones that left early, they didn't know what we wanted. They wanted to have their own selfish plan.
Okay, I just got my phone out, and it's I'm a teacher, and it's one of the problems when I'm trying to teach somebody, or, it get into their brain that they're on their phone. And I was just so upset that people are on their phones when I'm trying to get them to listen to a new idea or a new lesson. So students, please put your phones away when you're in class, because wasn't today embarrassing that somebody's on their phone all the time, and we're having a great presentation by our principal. So realize that's something, just the body language. Put away the phones, they're very distracting. Get on the Facebook Eastside page to find out what's happening. I know that I read the paper and other things, but I now
now read it religiously so I can know what's happening. Please join the Facebook Eastside page.
Perdón, ¿cuántos papás, mamás están aquí que solamente hablan español? Para ustedes, un minuto o dos, lo que sea necesario. Simple y sencillamente esto es lo que está pasando. Somos miembros, alumnos, papás, maestros, educadores, directores en una escuela comunitaria predominantemente latina. Llevo aquí 20 años en este edificio. En los 20 años que llevo aquí, esta es la primera ocasión que nuestra escuela está dando resultados en toda la extensión de la palabra. Somos campeones de estado. Estamos mandando a niños al colegio en números nunca antes vistos. Y nuestra propia gente latina nos quiere quitar. Eso no se vale. Eso no se vale. So, por favor, la próxima ocasión que estemos aquí, tienen que venir todos. No se requiere tener un niño aquí en la escuela para decir presente. Todos estamos en esto juntos, comunidad. A todos nos incumbe lo que pasa aquí, bueno o malo. A todos nos incumbe. So, gracias por venir. La próxima ocasión quiero ver lo doble, lo triple, 4 o 5 veces más de lo que se presentó. Como dijo la mamá hace un momento, no se requiere hablar inglés para decir presente. Eso es algo primordial. Cuando la gente es corrupta, se mantiene el poder cuando nosotros estamos informados. Si no nos informamos, ellos hacen y deshacen. Eso es bien importante estar aquí hoy y siempre. Por favor, eso como le pido a la comunidad latina, a los papás bilingües. Esta es la escuela de ustedes también. El hecho de que no se habla español, ustedes también son miembros de esa familia. So, gracias por haber venido. Peers, students, I wish we would give you more time a moment ago, guys, but this is what I really wanted to say to you a moment ago. Apparently, somebody on their side claims that you came here because we're giving you lollipops. How shameful that is coming from a Latino community member to our Latino and everybody in that community. That's shameful. That is shameful. Like Daniela, my first young lady over here, who almost broke in tears. I am too an immigrant, as you can see. I am that guy that to this day still has the accent. I got this document in 1994 from USC. This document changes your life. A college degree. This document changes your life and the life of your families. A college degree. Anybody can get a job. Anybody can work 40 hours, 60 hours, 40 hours, but it's not the same. Having a job, working those hours, sunrise to sunset, without one of these guys. This is, in this day and age, in this type of global economy, this is the equalizer over here. This is what will make you, what makes us enter middle class. Anybody can get a job, I'm sure anybody can, but not anybody can enter middle class. This is a gatekeeper right here. This is a gatekeeper to you guys one day soon, however soon you make it happen. Truly say that you too made it. That you are not just making a living, but you're also making a life. And that's what this is. That's why we're here. So please do not disappear. Keep coming back and back and back again and again. That's what it says about getting this document, college degree, making a decent living, making a beautiful life, and in time if you choose to having a wonderful, beautiful family. This is going to enable you and empower you. Make it happen. I love you all. Thank you.
Okay.
is Christopher Estrada.
Would you guys mind if I go
I'm
after
a
you?
senior.
Can I go after you? Because one of you guys, you don't have to. I don't care. I can just hold it one hand.
Those who came to last week, my brother is Michael Estrada, who came here during his third year. I went to Bowen my freshman year and came here during my sophomore year, but during the middle of it, because I was still at Bowen. Me and my brother we seen firsthand how it is when a school changes. Bowen was going from 4 schools to 1 school. And then after that, it went from having a principal for 2 years. She served a full term, and she left. She resigned. After that, everything just got straight. Bowen, to me, when my first year, the first day of school, I seen someone get beat up in front of me. The first day of school. I really didn't expect that, but then again, I did. At Bowen, you stay in a group and you protect whoever's in that group. It was every man for himself. And what I see here in Washington is a family. Everyone treats each other the same. Everyone sees each other as equals. There is no difference. There is no nothing. We're all here to get our education. That's all to it. And people might say like honors and regulars and IB students are seen as separate. But we all know we all see each other as equals. We all know that we're all in this school fighting for the same thing. Thank you.
How you guys doing today? I really didn't expect to talk, but I feel I got to. You guys got to excuse me. I'm kind of live streaming at the same time. But my name is Robert. I'm from Rise, Southeast Chicago. And listen, I just want to let you guys know a couple of things. The first thing I want to say, and I know Mr. Gallick, you're out there having the conversation right now, but I got a message to you, sir. You know, when I first came to an LSC meeting, I'm going to be very honest with everybody here, I was not impressed with what I saw. I saw a lot of disagreements, I saw a lot of arguing, I saw a lot of disarray. I was not impressed. But over the course of time, I've done a little research, I've looked into it, and I've seen that Mr. Gallick has improved the school. I've talked to a lot of students, both past and present, and what I continue to hear is that the students want you as their leader. Now, you've done amazing things. You have shown the students. I mean, we see it right now. We see it right now with a lot of the students stepping up and speaking up. You have shown the students that they have power. You have shown the students that they have the right to speak up, that they have a right to demand what they want to see in their education. Now, Mr. Gallick, it falls on you, sir. It falls on you to continue to fight. It falls on you to show the students that sometimes you have to fight for what you truly believe in. Mr. Gallick, I'm here today to ask you, sir, please continue to fight. The community is behind you, the students are behind you, the staff is behind you, and we are asking you, sir, to step up and to set an example for the students and to show the students that sometimes you got to fight for what you believe in. You got to stand for what you believe in. Now, each and every one of you students, I got a message to you too. Listen, we heard from a representative from CPS that said there is a process. There is a process that is followed. There's a process that the way things work. What I want to tell you guys today is that you're only hearing part of the process. All right? You are not hearing the full process. From my experiences working with CPS, you know, we're seeing right now a lot of stories coming out on the news that are saying about the CPD corruption in the city, and these decisions that are made arbitrarily. You guys are experiencing some of this right now, today. You guys are seeing the way these things work. The problem of the process that you guys are not informed about is that usually what happens is there's a small group of decision makers that are making the decisions on your behalf, and these decisions affect you and your lives. That's the part of the process you're not hearing. But the other part of the process you're not hearing, and the part CPS does not want you to know, is that there are other decision makers. There are other people. The LSC are not the only people that make the decisions on what's going to happen here. It is up to you to demonstrate to those that truly make the decision what you guys want to see. Understand, the Chicago Public Schools has a board. The board is ultimately the decision makers. What you guys have to realize is that you guys have the power to make that change happen. And we've seen it time and time again. When people step up, things happen. Things get done. For the students here again, it is up to you guys on what is going to happen
from here on out. We are willing to come out. If you see the community is here, we are willing to come out and support you guys. But ultimately, this is your fight. And ultimately, again, I'm asking Mr. Gallick, please, show the students how it's done. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Elena, and I graduated from the Adams Elementary School. I just wanted to say that when I was in 5th and 6th grade, I never saw myself coming to this school, ever. Because so many people told me that there was way too much gang violence in this school, you know, the teachers are rude, everything was bad about this school. But then, you know, 8th grade came, and this was at the time where Ms. Garza, she wasn't the older woman, she was the counselor at that school, so she was my counselor. And I was like, between, you know, I was like, which school should I go to, you know, because this was like around the time where I had to choose where to go. So I asked her, I was like, where should I go? And she was like, well, you know, it doesn't matter where you go as long as you get your education and you get good grades. And she told me, she was like, Washington is a really good school. And I was like, really? Like, you know, I was confused. I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, you know, it's gotten so much better over the years. And there's like the graduation rate has gone up like a lot and people's grades are good. And then she told me that I could join the IB program. So that's what I was thinking about doing. And that's what I ended up doing. I'm a sophomore right now. Currently in the NYP IB program, and I plan on graduating with the IB diploma because I know that that's what's best for me. I also plan on going into college. Now, I have a little sister who's in 7th grade now, and I honestly want what's best for her, and I think that this school is what she needs. She needs to come to this school because this school has improved so much, and it's all thanks to Mr. Gallick, because without him, I still think that this school would have been way worse. So I just really want what's best for her when she becomes a freshman. I'm going to be a senior, and I know in those 2 years, this school is going to improve way more. And it's all because to keep Mr. Gallick. That's why I just want him to stay, because I know that's what's best for my sister, and I know what's best for you guys as little kids. Because I know you guys want what's best for them too. Thank you. Hi, I'm a senior here. My name is Jocelyn. I transferred here my sophomore year because I went to La Salle private school at freshman year, and it wasn't going well for me. I was very terrified to come here. Sorry, excuse me. I was scared because stuff I heard in the past, and I didn't want to be like everyone else from my elementary school coming here. I want to be different. I want to go to private school. It didn't work out. I'm happy I came here. Honestly, this is like very important to me because this school has changed me. I feel very comfortable by who I am. And the teachers here are amazing. Miss Rody, I love you. And this letter about bullying, Mr. Redondo, he's a bully. Because in sociology class, he says, quote unquote, I hate Mr. Gallick, he's an asshole. So yeah, and what I learned in this class was, okay, Mr. Redondo, my sociology teacher, that doesn't teach at all, he just makes us watch Netflix. Yes. Quote unquote, I hate Mr. Gallick, he's an asshole. I think that's bullying, okay? Yeah. Also, I learned nothing in this class, and I'm very sad that he's here representing you guys that teach us. So, yeah. that violence was really bad, like if everybody knows. And he's like, if I walk into those hallways, I can see flashbacks of all the things that happened. And he was going to phone me today, but he had an emergency at work. And he told me before I got received my diploma, he's like, you're going to make a good decision. And I'm like, okay, I will. And then, but my parents only have a job with minimum wage payments. And so they were like, I'm sorry, but we have to send you to Washington. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have to deal with it. But I was mad. I was just so mad because I didn't want to go to Washington. And then my cousins that graduated from here, like 2 years before, they were like, well, the IB program's good. But before that, I had to pass that. I didn't like school. I didn't. But once I came to school, I entered honors. And it was hard. I just wanted to give up. Like, it was really hard for me. And my mom told me, you want to know the job I have? And I told her I did it. So she was like, I always wanted to be a lawyer. A lawyer was the main thing for me. Or a detective. It's one of those. But then, when I came to here, I got my math teachers. And thanks to the surprise of his speeches, made me realize that I actually wanted to be in contact for personal taxes. And thanks to this one, I'd say my friends that actually been supporting me. Like, I'm glad I came to the school. And even though I don't have Mr. Ramirez as a teacher, I have heard so many things about him. And he doesn't want his students to give up. Also for soccer. Also, he doesn't give up on his goal for soccer. And he knows that. And he's not even that because it's true. And, who else? Leonard! This year, but I heard from the freshman sophomores that he is one of the big teachers in biology, right? Like I said, I don't regret coming to the school. My freshman year was hard for me. It was tough because I thought I was going to be bullied. But no, thanks to Ms. Valente, Mr. Gallick, and Mr. Malcolm, I have to give up. Alright, it's gonna be hard for me to talk about people, teachers that I care about. Mr. Ramirez, I started off my freshman year on the varsity soccer. I'm the goalie. I remember going to the meeting where the varsity, the sophomore, was up, and the junior varsity. What am I saying? Okay. Anyway, the whole soccer team was there. I remember Ramirez coming in and saying, Carla Placencia, who's Carla Placencia? And my heart just sank. I was like, the varsity coach called me. And I said, here. He's like, all right, come with me. I went up and he's like, okay, you're going to try out for varsity coach. I heard many good things about you. You can try. I was in varsity coach. And he was really supportive coach. I've never seen another coach like that. Mr. Leonard, I gave my props to him because he taught me what I know. He was one of the ones in the letter. And it hurts to see him there because he's not like that. He's not like that. I'm in social justice with him, bio art. I was in leadership. He took me to New Orleans and he took me again. And Mr. Miller, wherever he is. Service learning project. Yeah. He taught me things that I never knew, and he helped me a lot. I come early in the morning sometimes to ask for advice. Like, what can I do for myself, for social justice, for basically my education? And he tells me, look, this is what you do. I remember having a meeting with him and my mom and him saying that he sees me going to college. And it's good to know that because I didn't see myself going to college. I saw myself struggling to go. But when he said that, it helped me a lot. And to see him be one of those on the letter, it struck me and it hurt me. It did. I was hurt. It did. It hurt me a lot. And I said, you know what? You're not speaking at the LSC because all the students. There's so many students here. Where are they? I don't see where they are. And they represent us. Just want to know that if we stick together, a lot of things can happen. Especially as students.
Anybody else? You guys want to close it out?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I thank each and every one for you to come today. It was a pleasure seeing everyone. Everyone have a great evening.
So this ends our live stream of the event. Thank you guys for joining us.
Good night. Great weekend.
This is the end of the meeting. We're going to try to see if we can interview some students, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys.